We have some folks who are retiring from their service for the town, starting with Peter Mahler. Peter has served on the Conservation Commission for 22 years with much gratitude and appreciation, Peter. We thank you for your years of service. Next, whom we'd like to recognize and honor is Dave Hall. Dave is currently a crew supervisor in the Highway Department. We appreciate his service to the town for more than 25 years now. He is going to be missed by all of us. And then the last person that we want to recognize tonight and thank is Cemetery Supervisor Richard Nowotchik. He has worked here in the town for 28 years. He will be remembered for the compassion for which he dealt with all of our residents. And so, Dick, again, we thank you on behalf of the town. We are grateful and appreciative of all of your 28 years of service.
WestfordCAT's annual meeting has been moved to June 30th. If you're planning to join us, June 30th, more information on the website.
There's a request to amend Mass General Law, Chapter 148, Section 13, license to store flammables, combustibles, or explosives on land and buildings or structures at Westford Mobile, 185 Littleton Road, to convert one tank from an 8,000-gallon gasoline Class 1 to an 8,000-gallon diesel Class 2. Has the state approved this yet, and has Lieutenant Parsons signed off on it?
He has everything that he would need to sign off on it, but we've complied with all the asks.
Do you know when the last tank test was? My parents had a gas station growing up, so I am kind of familiar with the tanks underground.
So we performed precision tank testing on March 17th.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. We have a request from Massachusetts Electric Company doing business as National Grid and Verizon New England, Inc.
There's 4 new poles we're asking for locations for. We're going to remove a pole and relocate a pole. Right near that 2384, there's a guy wire that goes into a tree. And what we want to do is get that out of the tree. It was probably put there years ago when they came down the road. 2250, we need that to actually hold the wires to make the angle of going down towards number 23. Pole 18 is the removal pole that we're asking for. Pole 16 will stay as is, but pole 17 will go away temporarily so that they can get a crane in there and work on the bridge. When everything's said and done, that pole 17 will be relocated approximately 10 feet to the southwest.
Steve Cronin, DPW Director, has asked that you include a condition of approval that requires the petitioner to stake out the final pole locations prior to installation and notify the engineering department.
Is there a motion to approve, subject to the condition from our Director of DPW?
So moved. Second.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. And we have on our consent agenda a request to approve the following special license for a casino night fundraiser. The applicant is Michael Riley on behalf of Summer Village. A country fair. The applicant is Sandra Hobby on behalf of Good Pickin' Farm. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Okay.
Second.
Aye.
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 Aye. A joint meeting with the Board of Water Commissioners to consider a request to hire attorney Hank Naughton of Napoli Skolnick PLLC to pursue PER and PFAS multi-district litigation on behalf of the town of Westford.
Mass DEP recently regulated PER and polyfluoroalkyl substances in drinking water in the state. We've seen some increased levels in our country road well, and as a result, we've shut that well off at this point. So it's not the result of the cleaning chemicals, it's actually the fire and stain resistant coatings in the carpets themselves. You know, we've put some policies in place here to contain all that wash water moving forward so that we can isolate the issue, but we will be needing to mitigate the source and the contamination that we have in the well at this point.
The research on PFAS and its detrimental effects on water utilities has been going on since the late 1990s. In the early 2010s, cases of water utilities that had started testing and determined that they needed to remediate started cropping up around the country. Several hundred of these cases have arisen, and the federal judiciary decided to combine all of the cases in what's called an MDL, a multi-district litigation. The defendants in this case are the 23 makers of these chemicals. We feel we have overwhelming evidence showing that the makers had awareness going back over 50 years, maybe to the 1950s, of the deleterious health effects of their products and did not tell anyone. There's no cost to sign up here. It's a strict contingent fee. We led in the the opioid litigation. We led in the MTBE litigation. We are lead counsel in Flint, Michigan, diet drugs in the 1990s. As I said, 9/11, MTB, and asbestos. So our firm has widespread environmental experience like this that we feel puts us in a good position to represent Westford.
The Water Commission is fully approved going through this. We need the selectmen's approval to engage this on the town's behalf.
There's a line that says the select board should also consider pursuing this on behalf of the private drinking water well owners in Westford as separate litigant. And I was just wondering if there's like a specific nuance that we should be aware of.
Right now, there isn't currently a standard for private wells, but there is the potential, we feel, that down the road, there could be some private wells that may be impacted by this. If you had a private well that exceeded the level and they needed to tie into town water, there would be a cost incurred for that.
Here's my suggestion for tonight. We have a retainer agreement with respect to representing the water enterprise. My suggestion is that we look at that, consider whether we approve or not approve that, and that meanwhile, we work together to figure out whether or not the retainer agreement we have will cover our private well owners, if we need a separate retainer agreement, or how we ensure that our private well owners are informed of this and are going to have access to remediation and remedies if their wells start testing positive. Is there a motion to approve hiring Napoli Skolnick PLLC to pursue per and PFAS multi-district litigation?
So moved. Second.
Aye.
Aye. We have a request to approve and sign bonds and bond anticipation notes. Christine provided us with a motion. If somebody could read that motion, because I believe that motion is consistent with what bond counsel needs us to do.
I move to approve the vote prepared by bond counsel, which is in the selectmen's packet, should be the select board's packet, and available online in connection with the town's bond issue dated June 21st, 2022, and note issue dated June 21st, 2022.
Second. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. We have a request from State Representative Jim Arciero to approve revised House Bill number 4666, an act authorizing the town of Westford to grant one additional license for the sale of all alcohol beverages. We have a request from the Clean Energy and Sustainability Committee to appoint Nick Schott as a full member. And last, we have a request to approve the 2022 annual reappointments for committee and board members.
So moved. Aye.
Aye. Continuation of the ARPA funding request and to determine allocations.
This is the strategic planning retreat that the select board have asked to hold. The next two are assessments for town and school safety security cameras and additional town and school emergency training. Number 6 is in light of the gas prices that continue to go up. We put in that perhaps $191,270 might help unless gas prices come down. Number 7 is for phone system upgrades to comply with 911 requirements. Number 11 is the police vehicle. This is the Blanchard Middle School wastewater treatment plant tank rehabilitation. So this is for employee training on the proper handling of resident hoarding cases. This is a new request from the health department and the COA. They're looking for $4,528. This is from the health department and the COA again. They're asking you to supplement their senior dental program for uninsured residents. 29 is a request from the health department to conduct a community health assessment. The next 3 are all WCAT requests. Number 35 and 36 came from the Clean Energy and Sustainability Committee, and they do not have a cost they're looking for, but they're looking for help with website design and consulting services to assist with developing net zero building standards.
Let's talk about the strategic planning retreat, which we've asked for $6,280 to cover, to be held September 8th.
We asked Jodi to plan it and make it and put it together, so we have to pay for it. So I would say this is an easy one. I would make a motion to approve.
Second.
Aye.
Aye. Let's do wastewater treatment plant, looking at for $177,500. Seems to me we have to do this.
So moved.
Second.
Aye.
Aye. Do we want to allocate something for gasoline?
Clearly, the price is going to be higher, but we don't know what's going to happen in the future. So I don't want to allocate a huge lump sum for the whole year.
It's pretty rational to assume that prices aren't going to retreat until after Labor Day. That's typically what happens with gasoline prices. So if you took that amount divided by 3 to get a quarter, would that suffice to get us through the next few months?
I can make a motion, Andrea, to recommend approval of 50,000.
Second.
Aye.
Aye.
Knowing the wait times to get a cruiser, you probably want to decide that question tonight. My instinct would be to go for the electric. With that, I make a motion to approve the $7,500 to go for full electric police cruiser.
I just want to confirm that that's the preferred car over the hybrid.
I would prefer actually the hybrid electric vehicle at this point, just to help us mitigate some of the costs that we're going to be experiencing with the fuel.
Scott, you had made a motion?
I guess we'll change that to what the police chief wants.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Yeah. Be safe, everybody.
Everybody be
Night,
safe.
everyone.
Be safe.